In your opinion, what for you are the main benefits, but as well as the benefits, the challenges that organisations can come across when it comes to starting that journey, and certainly having been on that journey for a while?
The most common benefits that organisations will get from an Agile approach: predictability, speed, quality, morale. So, depending on where you are, most companies are focused on speed.
Yeah.
But if you just focus on speed, then you can get really quick and you can get really fast at delivering the wrong thing. So for me, before you start worrying about getting quick, is deliver the right stuff. And so that involves a lot of collaboration across different parties. If you're being really simplistic about it, we need to collaborate between the people who want something and the people who are doing it. And making sure that the people who are doing it have an understanding of why, and the people who understand why understand the how, and that they can iterate together to actually evolve something, emerge something. And even at this really simplistic level of a product development team and users collaborating, that's going to be quite tricky. People do like it, all right, because you can actually, if you've got an idea, you can see it coming to life quicker, you can shape it easier, and if you're doing something, you actually know that you're doing something valuable, and you get feedback on a regular basis. So there are advantages to that at the personal level as well as the organizational level. But we shouldn't underestimate the difficulties there, because if I've just been given a list of things to do and I just go on working on them, then that's kind of easy. I don't have to get feedback on something that I've started. I don't have to be told that that's not quite right, change it. So I'm opening myself up to information, messages that I might rather avoid for a while.
Absolutely, and I think that, and again, this is my personal experience, for me, that's at the heart of it all. Organizations are about people, and it doesn't matter whether you're working in an agile way or whether, more traditional approaches are better suited to that organization. If people aren't working together and really understanding what they're delivering, then it's almost like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you touched on a really important element there, which is about people and a certain level of trust and empowerment that it also takes to really change this kind of mindset and ways of working, especially in that shift from traditional approaches to agile. And that's hard. For me, that's quite a big challenge, especially in a very big organization. You're expecting a lot from people around sort of changing how they lead, how they communicate, how they work together. And I find that can be quite tough.
Yeah. There's a phrase that is a good phrase, but it's a scary phrase. And so sometimes it does more harm than good. And that is, you can use an agile approach to fail fast. And there's a lot behind it. But if you just hear the phrase, agile is going to make you fail fast, that can scare people. Well, I don't want to fail at all, let alone failing fast. But failing fast is definitely a lot more preferable to failing slow. Because if you fail slow, that's really expensive. And when you've put a lot of effort and a lot of time in to end up with a failed project, a failed product, that's really demoralizing. But if you've only put a small amount of effort in and you realize it's going wrong, it's quite cheap. And it's a lot easier, both organizationally and psychologically at a personal level, to pivot and change. So failure is a downside to an agile approach, but it's also a benefit. But so at a leadership level, getting used to the fact that actually we're going to embrace failure. Failure is going to be a good thing as long as we fail cheaply, and as long as we fail quickly, and as long as we learn from that failure, so we don't continually re-fail the same way. It's a double-edged coin, as they say.